You may as well.
I might need an extra 15 minutes, but I think we should be able to make all that work.
But doing it is like actually having a real-time reaction as opposed to they're expecting it tomorrow. We use this as a chance to look. We're ahead.
Yes, yeah, no,
We're way beyond.
I think it's our version of living. They're going to live stream now.
And to be fair, it is live. It's just not live streaming.
Yeah.
It's a in-the-moment live reaction. We finish it, we're done, we put it out.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Oh man, they're coming out with content out the yin yang. I saw Ian had posted a tweet, or X, I don't know what y'all calling it. He had posted a tweet speaking on paywall coming, and we already know it's to the JBN. Because outside of the JBN, what is it that Ian runs? And I'm not trying to clown on his managerial skills. It's just, what else could he be talking about? Apparently, they already dropped episode 1 on the $50 tier. I'm just going to assume as such. And I believe Danny was speaking on this on one of the videos he made recently. So on the $50 tier, they got episode 1. On the $25 tier, they got episode 2. I would assume episode 3 is going to be on the $10 tier. And that's going to be their way to entice us to sign up for another tier that's coming. Because he wouldn't announce that a paywall is coming if the paywall already exists. So I would assume it's going to be a $100 tier. I never forgot when Joe spoke on Candace Owens having a $150 tier and people were signing up for it. People want content, man. And I don't want to spend $50 a month, but I want to see what episode 1 is. And I'm not going to really clip up too much from episode 2 because this is paywalled content. And eventually they're going to come striking my channel because I be clipping the heck out of their stuff. But let me start off with this and then I'll get on to the actual episode. In the midst of the episode, Ian and Erickson are speaking about how they can manufacture the Kendrick Lamar drop as if they're hearing it naturally for the first time. I said this 2 episodes ago, and I'm not going to get on no braggadocious shit. Let's just, what's the saying? Act like you've been there before. We've been right too many times before, so let's act like we've done it before and continue. I already knew that they were going to manufacture this because it's too big of a moment that y'all received last time from Drake and Kendrick. But today's episode that they dropped out wasn't even really about that. These niggas do not value Joe's time. Or time, period. And this is coming from a nigga who is fashionably late to everything I attend. So I can't speak. Melissa, I'm not even going to say Melissa was late because she got there at 11:05. First one there, ready to go. Even though he said be here at 11 or 10:30 or whatever. Everyone else? Yeah. I saw the comment section speaking on Parks because he was second late and he got there at like 11:11. But you can't say something to the nigga that manufactures the whole damn show or engineers the whole show. Because now that they showed this behind the scenes, I have to start giving Erickson props. Because looking at the handheld, whatever 4K camera that this person was recording with, it was probably Erickson. It was vastly different from the actual product that we see on the JBP. And hearing them record and seeing them in a normal ass apartment, you wouldn't know from the production that they're in a normal ass apartment, especially with the view behind them. You wouldn't know in the production that these couches are 3 feet tall. Like, they're small ass couches. I don't know how they're sitting on these couches comfortably. You wouldn't know from production that they literally have a white chalkboard that they write their topics on. You would think that this is a big, vast space. You would think that the engineering quality or the sound quality that Parks provides is theater quality, because how they were recording, you could tell that was the intro to the pod, and how it actually came out on the pod are 2 vastly different things. So I have to start giving Erickson credit for what it is that he does. Ian and Flip, because that's how it started off. They had a little bickering session. And it seemed real to me. I'm not even going to lie to you. And I know everyone's going to insinuate that Ian is a bad guy because of how he comes across. But you have to think about this. Nigga, I run a multi-million-dollar company annually. I have to chastise y'all when y'all are doing things that could jeopardize that. And it seems mundane or menial that y'all are getting here at 11:15, 11:30, 11:35. And we record 2 episodes. Y'all don't find it funny that whenever the Patreon comes out, it's nighttime? So to find out that they got here at 11, nighttime doesn't occur till 6 or 7 o'clock. So we've been here for 4 hours and we're just starting the pod? Or we've been here for 8 hours, I apologize, and we're just now starting the pod? So yes, time is important. So I don't want to chastise Ian for trying to chastise them. But Ian and Joe, their dynamic is so confusing because Ian is going to chastise Joe and Joe's going to chastise Ian whenever things go amok with the crew. And none of the crew is going to know who to talk to because they're just piggybacking off of each other. So that's a confusing dynamic. But I can't get mad at Ian for actually trying to manage some shit. Flip, on the other hand, is showing his true colors. Nigga, I am my own businessman. Whether y'all think I do good business or not. You're not going to keep doing the things I told you not to do off camera to me. And shout out to them for putting this on camera, showing Flip, telling them things that he doesn't want them to do, even though he's a COE nigga. And that was Ian trying to get his point across. It's cool when you do it, but it's not cool when others do it to you. They alluded to all of this on the Patreon episode, which this behind the scenes is from, which is funny as hell that they're speaking about therapy. There's real dynamics that are happening behind the scenes that are coming over on camera. But Parks is doing his thing, Erickson's doing his thing, and you just see Joe stressed as hell. It's funny that the nigga that makes all the money is the first one there. And he's having to, in essence, beg these niggas to show up to work. He's having to beg these niggas. Can you just be here on time, please? Ice, you used to be here all the time, early, before me even. But you got your girl, your family, and he's not blaming them, but he's saying you've changed up, nigga. Your priorities have shifted. And I'd understand if that was your family, nigga, but it's not. And this is the reason why you were able to attain that family. But anyway, if I'm Joe, I'm frustrated as hell. Even though this is only one episode of the behind the scenes, and I'm gonna find a way to make money off you niggas one way or another. And I saw Flip's tweet as well because he saw Ian tweet that the paywall is coming, and he clicked on the $25 friend of the show tier and saw behind the scenes content. $25. Well, hey, yo, what? And if Flip doesn't have any percentage of the Patreon, and if none of the cats have any percentage of the YouTube, then yeah, Joe's going to continue to do whatever he wants to do. And even worse, Ian's going to do whatever it is that he wants to do. Why the hell is Ian tweeting anything? Why the hell is Ian in the spaces speaking to anyone? I'm with Flip on that. That's crazy. Your voice should be a behind the scenes voice, nigga. Notice how we never hear from Erickson. Notice how we never see Parks on this shit. But we'll see Ian hop his ass right on spaces. And shout out to JBN and Imani. Shout out to me actually seeing the size of this apartment and seeing them tiny ass chairs that these niggas be having to wait on through the duration of the pod. Imani, look at this behind the scenes footage and realize that you've slipped a peg. Do whatever you have to do to get back on the main episodes, nigga. This nigga went and hired Mark Lamont Hill and Flip in his head thinking is that to replace him. No, it was to replace Imani. He gave Imani a shot and he fumbled the ball. So now you're having to sit and wait in that tiny ass school desk chair for 4 hours while they do the main pod right in front of your fucking face. And then you might get a chance to go on to the Patreon because J1 is there to replace you. Mark replaced you on the main pod and J1 replaced you on the Patreon. But if I'm J1, nigga, you had a couple of episodes on the main pod too. And now you've been relegated to the Patreon. If I'm part of the cast, I'm looking at the behind the scenes content that drops way more than the fan is. Because Joe doesn't tell niggas straight to their face what it is that he wants to say. So, I don't know how many times I've said this. He will say things that he wants to say to you seriously in jest or in passing. So if I'm y'all, I'm looking at these behind the scenes like, damn, this is how he really feels? And shout out to Is for speaking on that Is show content. I knew niggas was doing whatever it took to reach virality. I still haven't seen the entire interview, but I'm seeing hella clips drop from that interview. I don't like niggas that operate like that, and I apologize in advance if I go on Backfuel and check to see if the interview's there, and it is. Cause y'all niggas is clipping the fuck out of this hoe. But this is gonna be interesting on my behalf. I don't know if I'm gonna spend the $50. I do know if I see an episode 3 or episode 4 or episode 5 and it's good and it's giving me info, I'm gonna have to drop a bag. And it's crazy how that's worked. Prior to Joe having his podcast on Patreon, I had never spent $1 on content. Not a single dollar. And here it is, a year, 2 years after the fact that I've been on Patreon. I done spent hundreds of dollars just to watch content that I could probably bootleg. That's crazy. But salute to everybody that's getting their shit off. Salute to everybody that has a Patreon. Because people keep telling me, behind the scenes, BTS, hey man, you should start a Patreon or you should start this for your other channels. And I'm like, nigga, I don't have the faith that I can get somebody to spend $1 on me extra outside of just watching my content for free. So that's major to me. Salute to everybody that can get people to pay for content when they release content for free. That's a win all on its own. But hey, man, this was just me getting some thoughts off, rambling off. If y'all want to support Joe, go ahead and sign up for at least the $25 tier. Like I said, they will be coming out with a new tier because Ian said paywall is coming, and we already see a $50, $25, $10, and a $5 tier. So, like I said, my first guess is $100. It might be $75, or it might be $150, just like Candace Owens. We'll just have to wait and see, man. I appreciate y'all. Hey, we got a main pod coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure I watch it. Give y'all my thoughts on that. See y'all tomorrow. Y'all be safe. Peace.